All right, guys, welcome once again to another episode of Stock Market Review with LUWEP Trading. My name is Coach Lord, and I'm here today. I'm all of you. I'm all of yours, and I'm here to make the market make sense. So we had a big day in the market today. A lot of volatility. If you are trading it intraday, again, if you are able to catch it at the exact perfect time, you probably would this bad boy down and made a ton of return. Not supposed to say money here. You might have done pretty well for yourself if you are able to catch that right when it was about to flush, and it flushed straight down. So what exactly happened in the market today? It was just a lot of volatility, but not a different stance as far as the picture. Nothing has changed, just more volatility. We're gonna get into it. I'll give you guys my prediction as far as what I was reading and what I was seeing in the market, and I was right, 100%. Sometimes you don't want. I try to be humble and not take credit for certain things, but you know what? When you're right, you're right. Sometimes you gotta celebrate the small things, especially on days like today when I'm not really feeling myself. As you guys can hear again, this cold is trying to get back, but I'm kicking. I'm kicking and swinging right now. I'm doing sauna. I'm taking emergency. I'm eating oranges. I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of fluid intake, trying to flush this thing out of my system, and whatever. So I'm doing it all. All right. So any little win that we have to celebrate any little win that we have. That's the way I'm sort of like approaching things. We have a win, we celebrate it. We're going to get right into the market to see exactly what we are dealing with. So, just like I told you guys yesterday, seems like Nvidia did pretty well with their earnings, but eventually the stock actually went down. We actually got down because of some of the things that was said. They did beat earnings, they raised guidance, but again, as I told you guys yesterday, those Wall Street guys wanted to be wild, and that did not happen. Therefore, Nvidia went down, and the market also went down. Is that surprising? No, it wasn't. It wasn't surprising at all. But I'm going to show you guys. I know more than once. I keep telling you guys, we can see manipulation in the market, and a lot of times it's very easy to spot it because it's right in front of our eyes. And I'm going to show you guys unequivocally what happened today. And you you guys might you maybe you might smile if you are in a trade at the time to the downside. You probably not going to like it, and I wouldn't blame you. But nonetheless, this is where we are. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to start right off the bat with the SPX. That's the S&P 500. I will go over to the SPY just to show the levels there as well. But I want to start with the SPX. This is the daily. Remember what I was telling you guys. If we open right there, watch the levels, watch the reaction right at this level, right? That's the previous day low. Watch the reaction, then you can act on it. All right. So all we did yesterday, by the way. So all we did yesterday, we find this new level of resistance. We went to that new level of resistance and it got rejected. And we went all the way down to go and test the bottom almost perfectly to the bottom of that wedge pattern. That's all we did. Nothing changed. We did not break out of anything. There's no change in market structure, nothing like that. All right. We slightly, the one thing I would say, tomorrow I cannot give you guys a clear picture on tomorrow because why? Although the body of this candle created more almost like an engulfing pattern, but we have a long bottom in wick. But I'm still a little bit scared of it because I guess you can call that not a perfect hanging man, but I'm a little afraid of it because of a couple of things. If you are aware, if you are watching the news, you might know there are some stuff going on with Iran right now in the Middle East, and things seems to be getting a bit more interesting. Some of the things that's being said, I'm gonna let you guys know. Quite frankly, um, I don't know what to believe with this thing. One day they say they eliminated the entire, you know, nuclear program. Then now they 1 week away. I don't know, right? The only thing I know, I hope nothing happens because there are people's lives at risk, and there are people's livelihood at risk in the U.S. Because if something like that happens and it becomes a really bad situation, we can expect gas prices to go higher. Then we're going to start getting more layoffs. We're already having too many layoffs to begin with. We do not need any more. So this is where I am with that. But anyway, before we jump any further, I just want to remind everybody. First of all, thank you for being here. If you are here, make sure to like, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Empire Path out here in New York, following the daily routine of as long as I see them on the chat, they definitely drop a like, a comment, or something. I appreciate that. Those engagement really help the channel. So if you are here, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. Share the video with at least one friend. I'm pretty sure you guys know somebody who told you that they're a trader or whatever. And what we do here, excuse me, what we do here is definitely something that any trader can get some bits and pieces from. Whether they use that information or not, they can either get some confirmation on a few things, or they can just get some bits and pieces of things. But I also want to remind you guys very, very clearly, I am not your financial advisor. Nothing I say here is any indication for you to buy, hold, or sell. This is for educational purposes. I'm reviewing the chart to let you guys know what Coach Lud is doing, right? Not what you should be doing. Now, if you are going to trade, I do hope you do your own due diligence. And if you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor to help you out because trading carries a lot of risk, including loss of capital. All right, now that's out of the way. We're going to go to the charts again over here. All we do is straight charts, no BS, no fluffs, no emotions. We don't care about any of that. We just focus on the charts. All right, guys. I'm going to have to keep drinking water on you in front of you guys because my throat a little dry. I'm fighting, but I told you guys that I will be here no matter what. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Going into the 4 hours. Let's see what we do in the 4 hours. In the 4 hours, it seems like right now this can be considered a bit of let me see where this close actually. Because at first glance it's looking like at first glance it's looking exactly like a bullish RME. It is in fact a bullish RME. That's what's being done right now. But it's being done, it's right below that strong structural resistance. So it doesn't carry the exact same weight, but that is what's happening. Go down to the 2 hours. Again, this is the SPX. This is the SPX, S&P 500, but it's the SPX. That chart looks a little different. Now, you might be asking yourself, saying, why the perfect break and retest, right? I mean, not a break and retest, but when we started dropping, I guess you could say that because we did break up here. You could say, oh, that is a beautiful retest right on the line. Remember that's the line we had here yesterday, right? That trend line right on the line, and we're pulling back up. Now, if you're curious enough to ask yourself why we actually had this bounce in the market after we were going down, we actually had that bounce while the market was going down. Excuse me. And it sort of seemed like, let me go to 30 minutes, you'll see that even better. It sort of seemed like all was lost. So we pushed down. This is the 30 minutes. We pushed down, do a pullback, and we were on the way down. And as soon as we got to this level, we started going down. That day's low. One of the Fed governors came out and says he thinks we should do one more rate cut this year. That was so strategic. It literally happened because when I saw the bounce started happening, I'm asking myself, what's going on? What's going on? I'm not seeing anything. I see we're bouncing. Yeah, this is a key level we're bouncing from, but why? Is there anything? And whatever. And then the news came out. I see it popped up on Think or Swim. For those of you guys who trade with Think or Swim, you should be able to have news in your thing. That's when I see the news popped up. and I saw this is literally what came out to try to make this do a double bottom. So literally, this man's comment literally provided that support and that bit of bounce needed to push the market up a little bit. Otherwise, there's a lot of things we looked in the market that was not really working. All right, we it was looking like a really ugly day. I'm gonna switch over to the SPY right now. It looked very ugly initially, but right now this is what we're doing. So once again, we are back inside and below that range. So in the after hours, we broke down. Now, one thing I want to show you guys very clearly. I think I want to go in the 4 hours to show you guys that, because that's where I did the. Remember yesterday when I did the trend line yesterday? This blue trend line was the one I did for you guys yesterday, and say, hey, it seems like we're squeezing up a little bit. Let's see if we can we had gapped above it. Let's see if we can hold it today. Unfortunately, we could not, because if you look at it, we actually got rejected. This was the false breakout. We got rejected pretty hard, and right now this seems to be doing more of a bear flag. Right now, this got rejected really hard. That was an aggressive push down. And if I go in the 30 minutes, you guys will see exactly what's going on. So this is what's going on. What are we hoping for again? Same thing that we had right in there. Exact same thing. Where we're hoping to do one of those. We did this, that, and we can curl up with a double bottom. All right. So we have almost like the same type of move presenting itself again. So there's two things in play, two things that we have in play right now. Once again, it's the two moves we have in play: a possible double bottom, right? Double bottom for a squeeze to the for a squeeze higher, or this is the higher probability, right? As of right now, based on this information, this is the higher probability we have in a bear flag. All right, that's the higher probability, the bear flag, but you cannot ignore that possible, you know, double bottom for a squeeze higher. We literally just had that happen right there, and then we squeezed for 2 days. All right. Now, can we do that, or can we reject and keep going down? We have to watch what the price action is, because as of right now, we are literally sitting at support level. We're sitting at support level, and this is where we are right now, and we cannot break through. The overnight market is down a little bit. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The overnight market is down a little bit, but so far those that little block of support is actually holding strong. It's holding pretty strong. If we take a quick look at the MACD, this is the MACD. We take a quick look at the MACD. You can see we dropped, and this is doing that. Can we curl back up, make a higher low in the MACD so we can have that push? This is what we would like to see happen. All right. Now we're going to transition over to the Qs. The Qs sold a bit more aggressively. Obviously, they have Nvidia in the Qs, so the Qs sold off a little bit more aggressively. What exactly did I call for you guys once again? Wasn't it yesterday? I called this for you guys. I say, hey, seems like we're doing a head and shoulder pattern, and that's exactly what played out. What played out was a head and shoulder pattern. All right, checking that out on the daily. Again, long bottom in wick. Which put us once again, excuse me guys, we're on the coffin, which put us once more right below the structural former support, since it closed up there, to now resistance. So we actually had that double bottom with a bottom in right bottom higher. I could say that was completed because we went all the way back up there. This is not complete. Now, where exactly are things going to go from here? We don't have a pattern yet. But what we can say happened, we had a what? We had a gap that was created here, and today that gap was filled. This is why when you get into those areas, you see those easy flushes because there's no support level here. The gap was filled pretty easy. We actually closed inside the gap. That's the thing. If it was bullish for me to feel a bit better, I would need that to close above the gap. be bearish, I would need to close below the gap. None of that happened. Therefore, I am neutral as of right now. I'm pretty neutral. Um, uh, Switching over quickly to the, actually, let me take a quick look at the 30 minutes. Same pattern, so no big difference. The DIA is a bit of a different story because the DIA seems like what it did is sold off, bounced back pretty aggressively. It already did a double bottom. It pushed up. However, it faded in the after hours market, right? After the market closed, this thing completely faded. And if you're looking at the MACD is pointing straight down right now. The MACD is pointing straight down. Once again, if you just got, I know for those of you guys who just got here, if you are here, remember to like please give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment, drop me an emoji, anything, ask a questions, let me know where you're watching from, anything would be appreciated. I'm under the weather, I'm showing up for you guys. That is the only thing I'm asking of you guys. Just let me know you guys are here. I really appreciate that. That would help me. That would help me a lot. And again, I'm gonna shame you guys since I'm showing up here with a cold. Come on, let's get it done. Let's get this channel going. We gotta keep climbing. Do you feel like we're getting close to the bottom? No. We're not. We haven't taken any direction yet. As of right now, market makers are just taking retail traders' money. That's literally all that's happening right now. So no, I don't think we at the bottom. There, we haven't even dropped yet, really. We're just being consolidated within a zone, right? So we haven't dropped, we haven't won, so I can't call a bottom when we haven't dropped. We've had specific stocks have dropped, right? We've had specific companies that has been beaten down like pretty badly. Look at Netflix. This is why I call out Netflix to you guys that are paid members in the community. I called out Netflix, and right now Netflix is looking very interesting right now. I know if you are in Netflix right now, I know you're liking that. We're looking very interesting. Um, there you go. So the Dow looks like it might be going down. Let's look at the Dow on the daily. So what did I do today? I told you guys that on the Dow today, which is a very early position. For those of you guys who are part of the community, when I get in things this aggressively, this fast, this early, I don't drop those in there, or at least I limit them as far as what I'm dropping in there for you guys, because this is a super aggressive, super early trade. So I'm already in a short position on this right now. I'm already in a short position, but this is the neckline we need to take to get a move down. All right. We'll see how everything goes tomorrow. I may drop that for you guys tomorrow, but right now it's a bit aggressive. This is why I didn't give you guys that. But anyway, we still have the head and shoulder pattern still here. Obviously, I'm gonna leave that there. See if it ever breaks out of that. So this is what we're looking at. The 4 hours. Again, why I don't want to give you guys those. Right now, the 4 hours is actually giving me, until this is negated, the 4 hours is giving me an inverted head and shoulder pattern, right? So this is where we have that issue. Sometimes by looking at different time frames, you can see different things. So the macro level, we still have a head and shoulder pattern. But if you're looking at on the near term, maybe we'll get a squeeze up to there. I don't know. It seems unlikely given where the MACD is, but hey, nothing surprises me. You never know. Tomorrow, a reminder: tomorrow we have CPI, we have inflation numbers. Tomorrow, pre-market, you will not be able to trade your options pre-market. So the market is going to certainly move when those numbers come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Those numbers come out. Okay. Next thing I wanted to check for you guys once again, as usual, is the VIX. Where is the? There you go. So the VIX did a pop and then it cooled off. It popped and remember when I told you guys? I told you guys just literally yesterday. I told you guys, don't be surprised if we come into today right at that support level and see the VIX pop. way up here or way up there, and it actually did pop way up there. Now, again, why did I think the market was probably most likely about to have a down day today? It was also the fact that we were right on that trend line in the VIX. And what did we do? We had exactly that. Because sometimes it's not, there are pieces you might have to put together to see where we are. Now, as far as tomorrow, this is why, again, another reason why I'm saying the picture is simply not clear. If we take a look at that, this is not a pattern, right? Now, if this was way up there, we most likely was going to have a green day tomorrow with a small pullback and then squeeze. But this is what we had. I mean, this is nothing. But what all it showed us is, hey, you know what? That support level is holding. That's all it shows. That's an inverted hammer, pretty much, long tapping wick with that candle, so that we don't know. I don't know exactly where it's going. Let me try to dig in just a little bit just to see. We actually have a bit of a bearish Arami, but it's at support level. So how much stock do I put on something like that at support level? Not much. That's just me. Like I keep telling you guys, it's not just about the pattern; it's also the location the pattern presents itself. All right. Going there and taking a quick look at the 2 hour time frame. Let me see something real quick here. Move started here. Okay, ball flag still in effect as of right now, so we can keep bouncing. But again, just like we did in those other instances, we can also do something like that. So watch out for a double bottom. All right, that's a possibility that is also in play. All right, I'm just gonna leave that there. That's one of the possibilities would be a double bottom. Or maybe we'll just spend the day here and not have much volatility since most people, it's Friday, most people want to get out. But remember, with the tensions in the Middle East, a lot of people may not want to hold through the weekend. So unless we see some sort of deal sign, some sort of understanding between those two countries, I think if we warm up in the morning, you guys need to be very, very, very careful before the close. Because if we went up in the morning, I think we're going to drop right into the close. Going in the 30 minutes, the 30 minutes pretty much give us a what? That's a double top in the 30 minutes. We squeeze up, hit resistance, pull back, hit that again, and drop. That is literally all we did. All right. So we're gonna keep looking at things, but if we're looking at the 30 minutes though, while this is going down as far as it did, the MACD is actually not going down, right? So we have to be careful for this move, right? A bit of a pull, maybe bounce here, or just gapped up and just curl back up to make a higher high. That's a pretty big risk because right now in the 30 minutes, the MACD for the VIX is in positive territory. It's still in positive territory. All right. We're gonna take a look at the Mag 7. This is the Mag 7. We've been doing a bit of a pullback, which is good, but this seems like it doesn't have much leg. Oh, actually, this might be interesting. So remember when I told you guys when I gave you guys this pattern, right? I literally show it to you guys. Let me just draw it up again. So we have we have a head and shoulder pattern, right? Right here. This is our head and shoulder pattern, right there, right? We can put our what you call it. We can literally put our neckline more like toward down here. That would be our neckline, the Mag 7, right? We can use that. That's on the macro. We can even pull that back and say we're going to do that head and shoulder pattern right here. Up, up, up. Apologies, guys. I get it. You know, let me do it with this tool, right? We can say this is that with a lower right shoulder, right? Lower right shoulder right there. That's the lower right shoulder. Okay? So, what exactly happened since? We actually broke down. We pull down, push back right into the neckline. We did a retest on that neckline. That should be we are going down. This is what this is sort of showing right now. There's you can also make an argument. Maybe what we also are having here is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. There's no left shoulder. There's no right shoulder yet, right? So you have to take a look at that. You must see that. But if we continue down tomorrow, what I mean by we continue down, meaning right now this would be the shoulder support. If we close below that shoulder support, which would give us that's a lower high from here. These are all lower highs. This is not good. All right, this is not good. So that's what this. These are my cases. If this happen, watch out. If these things happen, watch out. Um, One thing I'll talk to you guys about, since I mentioned NVIDIA, I want to show you guys NVIDIA. All right. So this is what these guys did once again. Once again, these guys took this stock right before earning, pulled it up. I saw so many YouTube videos. You know, I just want to address you guys directly. This is why I tell you guys, do not jump on moving trends like that, especially before earnings. It's a little bit too unpredictable. And a lot of times, this is how pigs get slaughtered. They just got so many people fat because so many people were like, "Oh my God, Nvidia finally broke out. Is going to 350. Is going to 500." I started seeing some ridiculous numbers. Based on what? Based on exactly what? It got there. It had a terrible. You can see it sold off. It sold off the day before the day of the earning yesterday. Before the close, that stock sold off. Now, here's a confession. I got in Nvidia, but I got in Nvidia with a different play. I did a debit spread, meaning I have a lot of time for me to wait for these things to play out, and two, I sold a call against my call, which means I get to collect that premium if it goes down. But I also bought insurance. I always talk to you guys about that. Short dated, not a lot of money, a short dated put options. So that means whatever loss I might have occurred, the call I sold against my call, I collected money from it. And the put I bought, I also collect money for that. Right? So that way, that protects my overall long-term bias. So I can just cash in those two parts of the trade, and then just sit back to let things come back in. So by the time, let's say it takes a month for us to start climbing back again, I'm good. Life is good. I'm good. I'm already in position. All right. So that's how I traded that. Again, this is how they fake people out. A lot of people got trapped here. A lot of people got trapped. If you were one of them, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. But you should have known. I told you guys there was earnings coming, things like that. A lot of times they are unpredictable. All right. Now, with that being said, this is the one I want to talk to you guys about, Netflix. All right. You guys know I've been talking to you guys saying, hey, I've been a big proponent and say, hey, where Netflix is right now, this is prime for a buy. You can start accumulating. If it drops to this level, you can add some more and whatever, but this is prime for a buy. Now, what happens with Netflix? I'm gonna show you guys the after hours so you can see what's going on with Netflix. All right. So if you are not aware, Netflix, this is what Netflix did after hours. So that's a push from 84 to like as high as 95, like a 10 points move. It's hitting resistance, so it's pulling back a bit. So why is Netflix getting this pop? So Netflix has engaged Warner Brothers, which is the parent company of CNN and whatever, to do a deal, an acquisition. They were going to use company money, so that means their apex was going to rise. Therefore, Netflix took a bidding. This is why Netflix took a bidding, because that they're going to spend a ton of money, and no one knows if the deal is going to work out. Now, when they initially signed, actually, I don't have my chart on for you guys. I just realized I don't have my chart on for you guys. There you go. There it is. Let me show you guys that again. This is what it is. Netflix closed right there, 84.50. This is where Netflix got to after hours, up 10 points, up as much as 10 points, right? Now, I was telling you guys, hey, this is really low. I'm getting some here. If we drop to this level, I'm adding a little more. If we drop a little more, but I'm definitely getting some here, right? Now, what exactly is, and if you in the community, by the way, those leap calls were dropped in the community. I hope you guys cap some. Those leap calls were inside of the community chat. Well, the paid members room. All right, for the alerts. But anyway, I'm sort of like I'm looking at that. What exactly happened? Why we had that pop? So while they had that deal, so they had a contract signed. They were trying to go and get that deal sealed. Netflix was able, since they told those guys, if we do this, we're going to spend so much money. Our stock will get hit, and look how badly Netflix got hit. Netflix was down by as much as 43% from the recent high. 43%. All right. So what Warner Brothers decided to do, they agreed with Netflix that hey, if we're going to do this deal, it's going to hurt your stock price. Therefore, we don't want you to do that, and we back out of the deal. So Netflix put something in there called a breakup clause, meaning we got the deal. You can still shop for a better deal. Somebody can still give you a better deal. If you want to back out of this deal, guess how much money Netflix get, guys? This is insane. Netflix will get a windfall of 2.8 billion dollars. So technically, Netflix did nothing. Nothing changed for the company. Nothing happened to the company. Now, once that Paramount Skydance deal is done, because Skydance stepped in, they outbid Netflix. Netflix say it's okay, you guys can proceed with that deal. Netflix stands to make $2.8 billion. Now, think about what that means for the stock. They might just use it to do some buybacks. I hope they do, because that would shoot the stock way up. I hope that's what they do. But either way, before they had all this drop, and the worry was about, hey, we don't know if this thing going to work. This is cable, your streaming service. What exactly is going to happen, and all of these things and whatever. If they don't have to deal with any of that again, and now they have 2.8 billion dollars, they can probably go acquire some smaller company that's on the rise and not have to spend a penny out of pocket. Really, that's 2.8 with a B, $2.8 billion. I mean, you sort of have to. I have a question. Are you long on Netflix, or do you think winter is done? I love the Game of Thrones reference. I'm a Game of Thrones fan myself. Um, I am long on Netflix. Is that the bottom? I don't know. We only know the bottom is the bottom when it has things that's taken off, and we will okay, it's up like 5-10%. Okay, then we can say okay, that was the bottom. But right now we right in the trenches. We're right in the middle of it. We don't know if that's the bottom yet. We don't know. We have no idea. I just know these were strong support levels, and I felt comfortable enough for me to go in. So so I went in. That is all I did. I felt comfortable enough to do it, so I pretty much did it. How did I find this level? This is how I find those levels, right? Trend lines. I have the trend line. Trend lines goes here, and it comes to my trend line, so I take it. This is why I like trading trend lines. That's something that I like to do. This is how I find yes, you have to look for them and whatever, make sure you have things and constantly searching and doing all this homework to find when things happen. It's not like every single day or every week they go to those trend lines, but when they do, it's a great opportunity. Now, every time this happens, if I go back, I think I reviewed that with you guys before. Every single time these things happen, Netflix won and make new all-time high. Every single time it does that, it's like a rubber band that you just pull back and just let it go. All right, now can Netflix do a push and go make a new all-time high? I hope so. I don't know when it's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, all I know is right now I'm in position. That's about all I can ask for. That being said, guys, I don't see any other question in the chat. I don't see any other questions. I don't think anybody else have everything's for me. Everything else for me. I reviewed the VIX already. I have that. Take a quick look at Bitcoin. See if Bitcoin is. Let's see what Bitcoin is selling. Okay, I think Bitcoin is selling patience. Patience to do what? I don't know. It's still right in there. Like as I was telling people, to the people that was saying this is the greatest bull one coming in Bitcoin, we don't know that yet. Maybe, but we don't know that yet. Looking at the 4 hours, I mean, right now in the 4 hours, you guys can clearly see it though, right? This is pretty clear in the 4 hours that we are doing an inverted head and shoulder pattern. All right, it is pretty clear that we are doing that. Can we squeeze from that or will it get negated? We shall see. I don't know. All we can do is hope for the best. Last thing I wanted you guys to see real quick is actually let me go on the NQ. So this is the after hours market. You guys can see what's going on after hours right now. We currently we are down in the after hours market. So we close right there, and this is where we are. Not sure exactly what's going on, but we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, it doesn't look too bad, given it seems like we did a bit of a squeeze up, and we're doing a bit of a bull flag. We'll see how that plays out. What I would be watching for is connect this low with that low and see if we can actually break the. Unless we break this trend line, more than likely we are going to squeeze up at least to back up to this level. Let's do this. So I mean we can even push it and just do that. So that means now we have a bit of a wedge pattern. A break out of that either way, that means we make a one to someplace. I don't know where, but we make a one to someplace. That being said, guys, for those of you guys who are part of the community, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be on Teams shortly. I will be on Teams. If you can get on Teams right now, let me see. You have a code for Tradeovate. Yes, I do. If you well, I don't have a code for Tradeovate, but what I do have is a code for Apex. So if you trade Apex, I need you to log into Apex. There's a you're going to click on the taking evaluation. You must choose the one that say actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to do right now. Since somebody asked the question, I'm assuming you're interested in trading futures. Therefore, I'm going to do this live. I must tell you guys I do have a partnership with you guys, and the code is POP, POP, POP. P for Papa, O for Open, P for Papa, POP. Now, when you're taking this, when you scroll down, you will see multiple planes. Do not select wealth chart. Do not select rhythmic. Apex do not do refunds. So do not select any of those. You choose Trade-ovate. Trade-ovate is what I know. That way, if somebody, for whatever reason, if you're going to come trade with me, with the live team, right? If you're going to come to trade with the live team, you need to know this is the one I trade. I cannot help you. If you, well, you cannot even be part of the trading team if you don't take the TradeOvate account, because I don't know how to use this other system. I connect TradeOvate with TradingView, and this is how we trade. You're going to come here. You're going to pick whichever account you want. Let's say, for example, you want to click this one. When you click on it, it's gonna ask you for all this information. It's going to ask you for all this information. You guys can hear my son in the background. You're going to you're going to see all this information and whatever. You fill that in, and then when it asks you for a coupon, this is the coupon you are going to put down. The coupon, once again, is POP. As of right now, they have a sale for until tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow Friday, to get 90% off. It is 90% off of the evaluation. All right. So for a 50K account, if you want to trade with an account size of $50,000, the evaluation will cost you about $20 for the evaluation, right? Once you pass the evaluation, you have to pay for the activation fee. The activation is $65. All right, that is separate. I just want to let you guys know that. So technically, you're paying $85 to be able to get access to trade and start making money with an account that has 50K in it. Doesn't mean make sure you read the rules, because it doesn't mean you get to use the entire 50K. All right, they have limits. You cannot lose more than X amount. Make sure you do your homework. All right. There's rules. Make sure you follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you will fail the evaluation. If you don't follow the rules after the evaluation, you will fail the live or the funded account. So make sure you know the rules. The rules are right there for you to read them. Make sure you read the rules. But it is with code POP, you should be able to get 90% off. All right. If a 250 or 300K account is $40 right now, if I'm not mistaken, or $39 or $40, and the 50Ks are 19 $20. That's where it is right now. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go meet with those guys. I have a couple of things as far as strategy, exactly with the ES to do with those guys. So I have to speak with them. If you are here, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, guys. Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been an interesting day, to be honest. I didn't think I would be able to do a live for this long because my throat has been dry. I'm coughing a little bit, but it's like once I start going, I felt rather fine. This is why I'm still going right now. And whatever. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Make sure once again, if you like this video, make sure to check out my other videos. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you know anybody, just share the video with anybody else that might be interested in things like that. I would really appreciate that. That would mean a lot to me because that would help the channel grow. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, so I may do a bit of an early live or just a video, but I'm gonna try to start giving you guys some content as well for Friday. Whether it's getting ready for the open or just the close, whatever it is, I'll give you guys something. Take care, guys. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.